What is up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. But if you're new, hi, what's up? My name is Charisma. Be sure to subscribe and join the gang. So yeah, we're almost at 3,000 subscribers, which is really crazy. So today's video is gonna be me talking about getting my belly button pierced. So I got my belly button pierced around 6-7 weeks ago, which is not a really long time ago. Talking that piercings usually take around 6 months to a year to heal. So I'm just going to be answering a bunch of questions that most people have either asked me, or just regular questions anybody has asked that hasn't gotten their belly button pierced or wants to. This is going to be the video for you. So I got my piercing, like I said, about 7 weeks ago, and I got it because I have always wanted my belly button pierced. I was never a fan of how my belly button looked. It was always just sad and just droopy, and I would always complain to my mom about it. So it was one day that I was out with my mom and my aunt, and we were just like roaming around. We were talking about piercings and stuff like that. So I asked my aunt, and I was like, I really want to get my belly button pierced. And she was like, oh, I have mine, just go for it, maybe we can ask your mom. And I thought about this idea because it was around the time I just graduated. So I was like, oh, maybe this can be like an early graduation gift, because I am always bugging my mom about how bad I wanted my belly button pierced. So I told her, I was like, hey mom, can I get my belly button pierced after we're done doing what we were doing? And she was like, yeah, just look up different piercing places and just ask how much they charge. So we did that, and we found a place in Sacramento, and they basically did it for me. The place that I go to actually has a bunch of like sales, not sales, but like they have a bunch of like discounts and coupons. So when I went, it was super busy because I did not know it was a 2 piercings like for one kind of deal, like when you bring a friend and it's like $40 and you guys can split it type of stitch. So when we went there, it was super busy. So we waited about an hour to actually just sit down and get it pierced. And because I'm 17, my mom had to be there to actually sign papers. But I don't know how really, because they just gave me the paper, and I honestly could have just did it myself without the parental guidance. And now I'm gonna go into the actual, what she made me kind of do, the actual, I don't know, it's not a procedure, but I don't know the word for anything anymore, but the actual piercing. Yeah, so it was a girl, and she just told me to stand up so she can mark the placement, and she made me just look in the mirror and be like, is this good, is this straight, is this how you want it? And I'm like, yeah, sure. I'm not really educated on piercings because this is literally my first piercing besides my ears. So I'm like, yeah, just go for it. And then she's like, okay. And she told me to lay down, and she told me to take a deep breath, and once I exhaled, she pierced the needle. So about the pain, I feel like everybody is different, because I've heard and I've seen like different YouTube videos about it was not painful at all. It just felt like a pinch. It was one of their most painful piercings. But for me, like when it actually like went in, it kind of did hurt. Like it felt more of like a pinch, like but it was more after that, like 5 minutes after, it felt super sore. Like it was really hard for me to sit down in the car. So I actually had to lay down in the car, put my seatbelt on like this, and just be chilling, because your girl just got her belly button pierced, and I didn't think about that. So so yeah. And for Aftercare, the lady didn't even tell me like what to do. I literally just went on YouTube after I got the piercing, which was probably like a bad idea, because every piercer has their own reference of how they clean their stuff. So ask your piercer, ask them all the questions, because I was honestly just so in shock, or so into what was going on, I didn't ask any questions whatsoever. So the Aftercare that I use is that I will get like a shot glass, and I'll put really hot water and put some salt, like non-iodized salt, and I'll mix it, and then I would just cup my little piercing and like let it swoosh around for like 5 minutes. I've seen other methods, but that's just the one I use to keep down the swelling. So now I'm going to be talking about the pros and cons of the piercing. For me, a pro was obviously, like how I mentioned before, that I was really insecure about my belly button. And honestly, now I'm so happy with it. I just look at my belly button all the time. I think it's so cute. It's just like a little jewelry. And I like how another pro is that you can always change it out. There's so many different types of piercings that I looked up afterwards. A con, there is actually more cons than you actually think. So for me, I was going on vacation about 2 weeks after I got my belly button pierced, which is probably a really bad idea. But I feel like everybody knows their body and how they are to infections and how sick they usually get. So when you get your belly button pierced, you're not supposed to be in contact with either seawater or any type of pool, lake, ocean scenario for until it is fully healed. So with that said, when I went to Cabo and I went to Mexico on that trip, I had only had my piercing for about 2 weeks. So what I thought was to put a band-aid over my, like a waterproof band-aid over my piercing, and that worked for me. But I do not recommend that because a belly button piercing is a surface piercing, which are really prone to infections, which I did not know. I was not educated on that. Thank God I did not get an infection, because just thank God. But yeah, because I was swimming like every single day and I did not get an infection. Yes, it kind of got like this green mucus-y kind of thing, like kind of like a discharge type of thing, but I read that all piercings are going to do that. They're going to go through their phases. So if you are interested in getting your belly button piercing, I would totally just recommend it. Just go for it. Honestly, after this first piercing, I want so many more. I don't know why. I don't know why that happened, but I think they're just so cool, so pretty. They're so interchangeable. Like I said, there's a bunch of different types of piercings. So I believe that is going to be it for this whole video. If you have any more questions, let me know down below. I may do another video on what piercings I would and would not get in the future. And so yeah, let me know what type of videos you guys want next, and don't forget to like and subscribe. And also, if you have a friend or anybody who wants to get their belly button pierced, send them this video so they know that they know more stuff about it and that they're more educated, because you know, this sister was not educated whatsoever. I had to depend on YouTube to tell me all the information. So yeah, be sure to do that. Bye.